Hey all, Axel here, and today I'm going to be going over the basics of the Pokémon TCG Pocket app. I'm going to cover what I like about it and some helpful tips to help you guys get started. This week's membership shoutout goes to Crystal to Call. Crystal to Call, thank you so much for being a member for 18 months. I appreciate you. If you guys would like to consider supporting my content, consider becoming a member. In the meantime, you can also like and subscribe for free. Thanks again, and on with the video. Starting off with some basics, the Pokémon TCG Pocket app is a brand new game that came out on October 30th, 2024. The game offers a new spin on the classic Pokémon TCG game. It features flashy animations and even some snow globe effects on old cards that we all know and love. In my opinion, it gives a welcome coat of paint to a beloved longtime series. So it's been out for a little over a month now. There's already been a Fire Card Spotlight event and even a PvP tournament. There's a lot to dive into. There are so many things that you can come and explore in the new Pokémon trading card game Pocket app, including daily card picks, daily random picks from packs other players have opened already, and good old-fashioned deck playing. I was never super into playing Pokémon TCG when I was a kid. I more so enjoyed collecting, actually. But as an adult, I got to enjoy a hands-on demonstration tutorial at the Nintendo store in New York, where I crushed a 9-year-old. But other than that, I haven't had much accessibility to play due to things like paying bills and having my fiance using his Onyx on my Cloyster every night. But now, this new Pokémon TCG Pocket app has given me a chance to enjoy TCG on the go and in small form factor. The battles always take me less than 20 minutes, and the app has made some great adjustments that have allowed even busy adults like myself to enjoy a quick game before I have to get back to work at my job. Now that I've yapped on a bit about what I like about the game, here are 3 basics to help you get started and avoid the silly pitfalls that I got buried in. Number 1. Typing is different from the games. If you're coming from experience with the mainline Pokémon games like I am, you may be surprised to learn that there are types missing from the game. Rock-type Pokémon in the game series are normally weak to Water-type Pokémon attacks. But since there isn't a rock-typing category in the card game, Rock-type Pokémon have now been reclassified as Fighting-type Pokémon, and therefore aren't weak to Water anymore. So if you're expecting them to be weak to Water, this may catch you off guard. Additionally, because a Pokémon like Cubone is now a Fighting-type Pokémon, it has acquired new disadvantages as a result, and are consequently now weak against Psychic and Grass Pokémon instead. Additionally, there's no Poison type, so it's something you're going to have to rewire in your brain probably like I did, and while it didn't take me long to figure out, I did have some initially confusing run-ins that I've adjusted to, and I'd like to help you avoid those. For example, I was a bit surprised when my Machop was kicking the absolute shit out of my opponent's Pikachu. In the games, fighting Pokémon are normally strong against normal, rock, steel, ice, and dark type Pokémon. This would typically mean that Machop versus Pikachu would not be super effective. But in the Pokémon TCG app, because fighting Pokémon are super effective against electric Pokémon, Machop has the advantage there. Additionally, because there's no rock or ground type in the original trading card game, there's some Pokémon like Diglett and Cubone that are now considered fighting type using the trading card game logic. So that's something you'll just have to learn and adjust to as you go. But because the decks are usually single type decks, it isn't normally a major learning hurdle once you get your bearings. Number 2. Don't use multiple types. Speaking of types, Pokémon of course have different types as seen throughout all aspects of the franchise. You've likely seen types demonstrated in both the anime and the games. In the anime, for example, there's Pikachu's iconic Iron Tail attack against Onyx, and there are of course the normal gameplay mechanics as well that encourage you to have multiple type coverage. The card game is no exception. Pokémon have different types like fire, water, and more, and some types have advantages or disadvantages over others. Usually it's in your best interest in the games, just like it's shown in the anime, to have multiple types so that you can cover your disadvantages on your team. However, unlike the anime and the games, players will want to refrain from using multiple types, also known as multicolored decks, in the card game. The card game works a little differently. Because energy generates every turn, if you have multiple types of Pokémon, there's a chance you won't get the energy you need in order to attack. So, overall, I would recommend against using a multicolored deck unless you have to. There are some Pokémon, like the Dratini line, that need both electric and water type energies for its attacks. Those are the exceptions rather than the rule. Unlike the Pokémon games, where more type coverage is usually better, you'll likely want to refrain from using multicolored decks for your first foray in the Pokémon TCG Pocket app. The reason for this is because in multi-type decks, you risk not getting the energy you need for the Pokemon that you are drawing into your hand. As a result, it delays your Pokemon from being able to attack, which in turn makes you more likely to take damage. If you need a fighting energy, for example, for that big, sweaty Machamp, but you just keep drawing fire and water energies, your Machamp isn't going to be very sweaty. Sure, your Charmander and Squirtle will be covered that you may not have in your actual hand, but you're going to be screwed. Then you'll be standing there taking damage while you wait for the required energy amount to be able to do anything. Trust me, I've learned this from experience. You'll end up losing because you sent out Machop, who, while waiting for those fighting energies to generate, ended up getting KO'd. So the reason that this doesn't benefit me is because while I was waiting for the one fighting energy I needed to attack with Machop, Pikachu is sitting over there sitting with 5 when he only needs 2 energy to attack. So yeah, definitely don't start off with putting multiple types of Pokemon in your first deck. Number 3. Do the tutorials ASAP. As soon as you download the app, you can get free shop cards and use them on the potion cards in the shop. This one is huge, and the app doesn't really specifically state where and how to do this. But for me, so far the potion cards in the shop have been a basic staple in every deck I've built. But all you need to do is play the tutorials under the Versus menu. Win those matches, complete the challenges, and earn those shop points so that you can get basically free potion cards and more in the shop. Here are some of the cards in the shop that you can buy with the free in-game shop card currency, and those will help you get a good start to building great decks. What I like most about this app is that it's fast, flashy, and fun. I love my daily pack opening and look forward to it every day. Honestly, it gives me life, and my internal child goes off like a kid getting a Pikachu N64 for Christmas back in the 90s. I also love earning emblems and collecting certain cards, completing card theme sets, and of course, constructing decks so that I can avoid getting smashed by the Pikachu EX deck that everyone is running these days because it's broken. You can even use the emblems and ribbons that you get from event tournaments to display on your profile, sort of like a flex, which will also be shown before each match you enter when you play against other people. Even if you aren't someone who normally considers yourself a card game person, I'd recommend giving this one a shot. It's free to play, and there's even a free 2-week trial of Pokémon Premium. Pokémon Premium lets you open 2 booster packs a day and earn access to premium requests for a higher premium tier of rewards. Here's a sneak peek of what those rewards look like, and if you like it after the trial, it's only $10 a month to keep going with it. I didn't currently because it doesn't fit in the budget, but I did enjoy it while I had it and while it was there. Overall, I've been super into this game lately before bed. It fits into my busy schedule as a writer and content creator, and I would love to see you all out there on the mini playmat battlefield with me. If you like Pokemon or card games, give it a try. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this week's video. I wanted to take a second and thank my channel members. Appreciate you guys so much. And I'll be back again next week with a video on the Animal Crossing Pocket Camp app. See you guys then. Matane!